Hello, my front porch art friends, and welcome to our lesson on our watercolor silhouette. We are going to be making a fun rainbow pattern and then putting our sparkly unicorn on it. Okay, let's get started. Get out your instructions, look like this. And then let's get all the materials you need. You'll need your watercolors, a little bit of water, a clean paintbrush. One came with your watercolors, or you can use a different one if you have more than one watercolor brush. Sometimes it's easier to use a bigger one, but the small one works fine too. And then make sure you're working on a surface you can get paint on. And then I like to keep a little paper towel or rag to dry my brush off with. Okay, if you haven't used watercolors before, I would suggest you practice a little bit first. Get your paintbrush wet, and maybe on your scrap paper, go ahead and practice wetting it a little bit. And then see what happens when you add some paint to it. See that? It's very washed looking, as opposed to if I just take paint without a lot of water, much darker. See that? So just practice a little bit. And when you're done practicing, we can go ahead and put our water and our paint right on our paper here. And we're going to make a rainbow. Now, the colors of the rainbow, one way to remember them is Roy, R-O-Y-G, Biv, B-I-V. That's one way I've always remembered it, Roy G. Biv. And those letters stand for red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, and violet. And those are the colors of the rainbow. So let's start today by using our red. That's the first color in the rainbow. And I want you to go ahead and just make a little stripe of water on your paper like this. And then after you do that, go ahead and get your paint palette and grab some red paint. And then just wash it right over that water. And right now I just have like a light wash of red paint. Now remember I said if you want to make it darker, you can just go grab some more paint and put it right over that. And you can keep doing that till it's the color you want. If you want it dark or you want it lighter, just like that. And then go ahead and wash your brush off and then dry it with a paper towel or rag. That way the colors don't get muddy and you get the true colors. Now I'm going to take a little water again, put another stripe of water. Do you remember what the second color was in the rainbow? It started with an O. It was orange. So let's go grab our orange. We're just painting it right underneath that red. And it's okay if the watercolors go into one another, because look how cool they look when the colors mix. Very pretty. You might have to hold it down a little bit. The paper might curl up a little bit once it gets wet, but it will dry flat. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more orange again. Just the paint without a lot of water. Look at that. Very nice. Now, if you ever got too much water on it and you didn't like it, you can go ahead and take that same paper towel and blot some of it up. You can also get kind of a neat effect that way. The paper towel comes in handy. So then I'm going to go back in, put another stripe. As you remember, the third color started with a Y, and that's our yellow. I'm going to go ahead and put that yellow in there. Definitely add more yellow as a lighter color, so I can go back in and add a little more paint. So now I have the red, the orange, and the yellow. And the next color was the blue. And again, I'm just kind of dabbing bring my paper towel over here to show you. I just like to dab my brush on the paper towel. So then I'm going to take the water again and get that blue paint. I mean the green. The green was next. And it's actually easy to follow because we're just going along the palette. See that? And the next one is green. Look how pretty the green is. There's my green. And the next color was blue. Remember? Roy G B I V. So blue is the B. So we're going to go ahead and get our blue paint. Get a little more blue paint on there. Wow, that is really looking like a pretty rainbow, isn't it? Now, indigo, in your little paint palette, we don't have indigo, so we're just going to go straight to the purple, which is the violet. And for that one, we're just going to add a little water at the bottom. And that purple is right next to the red on your palette. So we're going to go grab some purple and add that at the bottom. And there is my rainbow. Isn't that pretty? I love the way it looks with watercolors. And if the waters blend the different colors, it makes it look really neat too. So we're gonna let that dry for a minute. Now, like I said, it'll dry flat. It curls up a little bit when it's wet. And if you're concerned about it, you can, not while it's wet. Once it's dry, you can put a heavy book or something on it and that will flatten it more. So we're gonna stop for a minute and come back and finish up when it's dry. Okay, we're back. I gave that some time to dry, and now we're going to add our, and look at that. I love watercolor and the way it dries. Even those little spots I got on there, they just look really cool. They're part of the design now. So we're going to take our unicorn, which is fun sparkly paper, and it has this great little sticky on the back, and all you have to do is peel off the one layer, just like that. And this will actually make it look a little raised up too. And we're just going to put that wherever you want. How pretty is that? And to make it even nicer, we included some black cardstock, and you can use the little glue dots that are in there. Just put one on each corner, and then you can stick it right on this black mount cardstock paper. And look how nice that looks on there. Wow. And then you can hang it up on your fridge or in your room or somewhere special in your house. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this rainbow watercolor silhouette. Remember, this silhouette is the unicorn, and it's filled in with black. And it shows you that you know what it is by the shape, but it doesn't have a lot of detail. And that's what a silhouette is. We'd love if you shared this on Instagram. Just do hashtag @FrontPorchArtKits, and we'll get to see your fun artwork. Thanks again, guys.